there is a new phase after October 7th, where now the branding has become, are you a Hamas sympathizer or not? And we even saw pro-Palestine marches right afterward to stand in solidarity with what we knew was going to be a very genocidal onslaught in Gaza, as saying they're pro-Hamas demonstrations, even from the likes of some progressives in Congress. If you dare to criticize Israel's response, and even worse, like we said, I mean, the anti-Semitic label is still branded on you if you dare to talk about the root of the violence, the siege and the occupation. And then there's the constant gaslighting by Western media. I just can't even fathom what it's like as a Palestinian, because this has been going, we've talked about this before, it's been going on since 9/11. It's always been conflated with terrorism forever, but it's ramped up to such an egregious level where you are told as a Palestinian, no, Israel, see, don't you understand? Israel's not actually committing genocide. Hamas is committing self-genocide. The Palestinian people are doing this to themselves. They're blowing up their own hospitals. They're using kids as human shields. And the latest horrifying image that's come out, where there's 37 NICU premature babies that had to be ripped out of their incubators and covered with foil on the ground. And I had some crazy psychopath tell me Hamas is using these babies as human shields. And it's like, how does this propaganda stick? It's the most dehumanizing old racist trope in the book.
That's the craziest part, I think, about it. And I think it's been the most frustrating part as a Palestinian and for Palestinians, is that we've just been screaming, look at us as we're humans. Don't we deserve human rights? Don't we deserve even the basic human rights? We've been screaming that for so long. But it has been, this level of propaganda has been mind-boggling. To see in real time the way that this propaganda machine works, to see that you'll see children leaving a pediatric ward in northern Gaza, and they're trying to leave white flags in hands with a few remaining doctors, and the IDF is shooting at them. They were told to evacuate. And as they're trying to evacuate, as what they were told, they are being shot at. Now they have to go back into the hospital where they were just told to evacuate. Now they're scared to leave or stay. This is being rolled out to a Zionist audience as this is Hamas shooting at them. What does Hamas gain by shooting Palestinian people? Like, where's the logic gone? I feel like no one is understanding. Logic is completely left the building. And we are just dealing with this onslaught of cognitive dissonance. People really do not want to believe that the things that they have been led to believe their entire lives could possibly be wrong, could possibly mean that a state that they've supported is committing a genocide in front of them, killing babies. They would much rather believe that these people who kind of look like the people who did 9/11 are the ones who are doing this. It makes them feel it's much easier for them to go to sleep at night. And this has been going on for a very long time. The dehumanization of Arabs, especially the Islamophobia, the dehumanization of Muslims, complete erasure of the fact that there used to be a large Christian population in Gaza. It's almost down to nothing at this point, the amount of Christians who've been murdered. But the dehumanization of Palestinians has been built into the dehumanization of Muslims so that they can do all of these horrible things to the Middle East and get away with it. Truly. It's horrible to watch. I don't think that anyone was ready for this to be the way in which the world saw what was going on in Palestine.
Yeah. The lies, the fantasies that are being peddled by Israeli media with U.S. media in tow. I mean, not even Israeli media, actually. Let me correct that, because Israeli media is proudly declaring that every civilian dead, which there are over 4,000 children, thousands still buried under the rubble, the Israeli media is actually proudly declaring that every civilian dead is a terrorist that they've killed. They have a tracker going live. Meanwhile, Biden and the rest of the embarrassing stenographers that call themselves journalists are just repeating the fact that we cannot trust the civilian death toll because it's Hamas run. Hamas is the government. And you're right, the logic falls apart because it's all about dehumanizing brown people to the point where they're such barbaric animals that they just kill their own. Yeah. And they just throw babies in the front of bullets. It's mind-blowing that you can think that every human life is not precious and that every family doesn't want their children to die, that they cherish their children's lives. And when you're looking at, like they told everyone to flee from the north to the south, and that Israel basically told everyone, if you're just still stuck in the north, then you are essentially going to be lumped in with terrorists and you are fair game. All of the doctors that are still, people in hospitals can't leave. They cannot flee. The doctors stayed, Alana, these heroic, selfless doctors that stayed, put their bodies on the line, and they are getting bombed because they said, there was one just on Democracy Now, his last remaining words that will stick with me till the day I die, where he just said, I did not go to medical school for over a decade to leave my patients. I am staying. And he died. And that is what we're dealing with right here. And the audacity to say that it's Palestinians' fault, that it's Hamas's fault, as we're seeing a genocide unfold in real time, be live streamed by the victims. I have never seen such horrors. And Israel is scared that they're losing the narrative, Alana, because no matter what the media says, people are waking up. You look at generationally, the younger you are, the more you disbelieve the corporate media narrative, which is great.